That's my whale pad that I made.
That does sound like those whales on the ocean. That's pretty cool.
100%.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I'm playing. This is just an Ableton one with a dark swarm in the wavetable ambient. I've just put an echo on it. Um, this is 100% the soundtrack to a whale documentary, just so you know.
It is. We're going to have people asking us to do it.
Yeah, the next David Attenborough fucking under the ocean.
Yeah, we didn't quite record the whales. Can you do us a favour? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. Humpback whale in E minor. These majestic sea creatures float listlessly.
Hey, how you doing, Chucky Lobo? Come into Spatial. We're in Spatial in the studio. It's free. On your VR headset.
Heading south for the winter. The mother and her cub prepare for the long journey.
Are they called cubs then, baby whales?
No, bro.
I don't know.
I'm not a whale expert. What's a baby whale called, Bab?
A pup.
Half, apparently. From the ocean expert sitting across from me.
Ah, I thought that was a cow, baby cow.
Yeah, but
Things we learn.
Oh, was that it? Hold on a sec. I heard a joke. Cause you know how the sounds that the whales make.
Yeah.
What you call a baby whale? You call them a whale.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wish I had a drum machine sitting next to me right now. Yeah.
Oh, come on. That was a good one.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if you might be able to convince yourself.
Come on, babies. They go, wah, wah. What you call a baby whale? Come on. You know what? Never mind. There's an audience for every joke. This ain't it.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's the room.
Never mind. Forget y'all.
No.
Y'all don't get it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this Able. You get able to leave me alone. Leave me alone. Goodness.
Leave you alone. We were just sitting there having our whale song rap battle, and then you came in trying to be all clever with your whale jokes. This is what happens.
Fine. Fine.
Yeah. Back me up, Atomic. Don't leave me out here all on my own, man. It's lonely.
He left.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, now you want to repeat it? Get out of here. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Leave me be.
Good.
Right?
That's good.
Right? You said bad things about the whale.
I'm
right?
writing that down. It's a classic.
how?
All right. How we looking?
Hey, we're looking good, fam.
About 6 foot tall.
Oh, okay. Man's
Um,
flexing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about yeah,
What?
5 foot.
I was just gonna say I could hear it. Called out.
Yeah,
Yeah, called out.
fine. See what I got to put up with.
Yeah, it's like that David Beckham thing, you know.
All right, see you later,
I
Chucky.
grew up working class. Tell the truth. Yeah, yeah.
The
That's
truth
so
and
funny.
nothing but the truth.
Tell the truth. What car did you drive? Yeah.
I'm trying.
That's so good, man. I love that. He just like called her out on the. That was so good.
Oh, go away, whales. Oh my god.
Yeah, the whales are here to stay. Are we live?
Yes, sir. I'm
Yes.
gonna send you the link right now.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. We are officially live. What is going on, everybody? To those who are tuned in, you are witnessing a live metaverse session between Atomic Sounds and Ma9net. So in this studio session here, we have Atomic Sounds. He's doing a master class, master session, I shall say, on Ableton. All right, so anybody watching, if you have any questions, feel free to let them fly. Put them in the chat. We will address them. Right now we have DJ Ma9net here. He is leading all of our questions. So DJ Ma9net is up here and ready and on it with the questions. So if you have anything that you want to follow suit on top of that, yeah, let it fly in the chat. But until then, we're going to listen to Atomic building the atmospheric sounds and also listen to my bad jokes because it tends to happen. And well, bad to the some who don't get it.
Right, yeah.
All right.
That's what happened. We didn't get it.
Oh, we got it, Nina.
Thank you. Thank you.
Today,
Wait,
no,
Nina Simone.
yeah,
I feel like
what's
singing that Nina
happening
Simone.
here.
So I feel Nina. Please don't let me be misunderstood. I know what she meant. Hey, we got Rev Dro. Hey, what's up, Rev? Rev in the house. Rev in the building. What's good, Rev? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So we here in the stew. Oh. Who's that who pulled up on us? Is that Thorn? DJ Thorn pulled up in
Yeah,
the
what
stew
up?
too. Hey,
Indeed.
we got DJ Thorn in the stew too. Hey, oh,
Trying
do
to see if
that
I can
dance,
get
do
on
that
my
dance,
PC,
do it,
but that's
do
a
that
big
dance, do that dance, do it. Hey, do that dance, do that.
Yes. Say about my boots on your chair.
You know it's all good. We'll have.
I cleaned them before I came in.
It's okay. You know I was prepared for this. I knew y'all would pull that. I sprayed some anti-boot on my seats.
Yeah.
Before.
It's classic Ma9net behavior.
Classic.
Yeah.
So you gotta be prepared.
All right. Shall we get underway?
Yeah.
Yes, let's get down to
All
some
right,
music,
rock and
shall we?
roll.
Let me open a new project.
Rev Drill said Scotch Guard. Scotch Guard.
That's it. Scotch Guard on everything.
What's Scotch Guard?
It's like a spray-on protective layer of like a waterproof stuff. So like.
Right, okay, I'll get you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Spray that stuff on my work boots and stuff. Keep shit
Nice.
from sticking to them.
All right. So everybody interested in music production? We're about to get started.
Cool. I know I had one question from someone that watches the streams, and they asked me the other day how to transition between one section of the track to another track.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Or part of the track.
Yep.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the remix I've done of your 4th of July, Nina.
Ooh.
I'm just going to go how I transition
My
between
favorite. I love that mix.
like the drop or the chorus and down into the sort of like breakdown, and just go through that a little bit just for this person. So I'll just wait until this loads up, and boom, there we go. So let me just turn the master down as well because we don't want to deafen you, everyone. Right, let me just check the levels on this. I've put it down -16. Is that a reasonable level?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds okay to me. Yep.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. So, Magda, I'm going to ask you a question off the bat. How do
What?
How do you... I know, the roles are reversed
The
now,
roles
my friend.
are,
Right?
yeah, I see. This
What?
is a stitch up. A bit intervention.
How would you go about transitioning from one part of the track to another? So, just say you're going from like a bass heavy part down into a breakdown. How would you go about? What was your thought process going?
Right. So as opposed to, let's say, just like cutting off whatever's playing and then just playing the next thing.
Yeah.
Like a common. Oh, that scared me.
Yeah, that's good. That was a little loud. That was startling. A little startling.
There you go. Sorry about it.
Oh, good. So what I when I first started doing this, what I would do is just like sort of use automation to pick an element and just sort of fade it out. But as I practiced a bit more, I started using a filter, in fact. So I would apply a filter and then pan the frequency. So you know, you either go from a low to high or a high to low. So it's sort of, you know, almost like creating a riser out of the sound.
Yes. No, that's cool. That's a really good technique to use. I don't think I used it in this one. I think I used risers. So I'm going to play this part of the track. But yeah, that's awesome, Ma9net. And that is pretty much, I think, what I've done on this, I believe. Let me just find out where I am. I'm zoomed in. There we go.
You on PC, Atomic?
So, sorry, say that again, Nina?
You on PC or your Mac?
I'm on PC.
Can you press the F11?
F11?
Yeah, there you go.
Little full screen, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
Thank you.
No problems. So, I'm going to play it from here. So we got like a bit of quite involved. So on this bit is really simple. All I've done is cut out the kick on the last 4 bars. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, last 2 bars, and just left the bass running on its own. So immediately that sort of builds that tension that something's going to happen, or lets the listener know that something's going to happen. Then I've got a raise like a cymbal, a reverse cymbal, and a crash. So it basically comes off. And then I've got a bit of reverb going on the go. So it's sort of like that tail, that reverb tail carries on into a bit into the break. So it doesn't sound like it's an abrupt stop. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so like another rudimentary way that I would do it in the beginning, because I didn't really understand it at all, was I would duplicate the track, delete all of it bar the last like bar or 2 of it, and then stick an echo on it, so that whenever it went to just cut out, it would you know, sort of echo out.
Yeah.
There's probably a better way of doing that.
So if you look here on this one, what I've done on this, I think I've done it on all of these. So basically, I've got automation here right on that last. So that last vocal part, it turns on the reverb. So we play that again, and you watch down here. Down, can you see my mouse? No.
Moving in a circle? I don't think so.
No.
No. Okay. So down on the bottom, the second one from the right, which is the reverb. So this one here, which I've just highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
And this will play. This is off now, but as soon as that last part of the vocal comes in, it turns on just to give you a little bit of reverb.
Yeah.
And then I'll close it off.
That doesn't affect that next bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only in the whole track. That reverb's only used for that little bit. So you build up to the track. You drop the kicks out of the equation. Just leaves the bass, and then the crash. And what that's doing is, I wonder if you can see my reverb here.
See that.
Yep. So basically, there's not a massive reverb. It's only a relatively small one. I've got the mix at 50%. The decay is at 3.8 seconds. So it's like not a huge reverb. I've got the feedback up quite a bit high, but it's just enough just to carry that part of that vocal across into the actual breakdown. Because if I didn't have that on, if I turn this off and then play it from there again without that reverb, it doesn't sound awful, but it's sort of like it stops abruptly. So if I turn that back on again,
It seems to lose a little bit of like fullness.
Yeah. And that's how I would go about, like, especially in this housey kind of track. This is how I would go about, just to sort of like filter the kicks down a bit, drop out the last couple of bars of the kick, and then that'll build people's anticipation for the next. There's going to be something happening soon, and you'll hear it in a lot of tracks, in a lot of club tracks or dance tracks. You'll hear that where they just take out the kick, or like you say, they filter down the kick, or they pan something to the left and right and make it wobble.
Yep.
There's loads of techniques you can use, and then when we're transitioning from a breakdown to a build-up, let me find this. See, I've got this section here, build-ups. Let me turn off automation a second. And now I've got this. So basically, this is what it sounds like with a build-up. So I've got a snare, a pitch riser, and some white noise. It just helps pick up the mood for that breakdown. And all that is, if I was just single those build-ups, and this is what it'll sound like. So it just helps build up. If I take those build-ups out and play that again,
Can you turn the music up a little bit?
yep, sure. Let me just do this. Is that better?
Yeah. Thank you.
That's okay. So there is a slight build up there because this is me making some weird noises. It just hasn't got that kind of build. It's sort of like it's a bit stagnant, and it just doesn't sort of like flow into the next section, so it feels quite awkward. But if we just add those small little touches, which is just a snare, a pitch riser, so pitch literally starts from low and goes up to high, and a bit of white noise and my lovely vocals into it, then it sounds like this. So that's how I would generally get from a breakdown. It's not necessarily 100% this way all the time, but along these lines, from getting from a breakdown to the drop, I would generally use some kind of risers or some kind of builds.
Build, right? And yeah, and like it's more than just because the science of it, as I understand it, is that you're creating tension.
Yes.
You're getting you're getting an energy and then letting it release. It's like a dopamine hit for the listener.
Yep, definitely, 100%. And a really good tip as well, not necessarily in this track, I've never done it, but when I'm making stuff like melodic house and stuff, I would maybe leave a gap right where this is going to drop before. So like
100%.
Yeah, a little space. So it will build up, and then go quiet. And then you have like a clap or something just going boom, and then it'll come in with a drop. And that is to emphasize the drop. So we do that. So you get the build up, which is getting louder and louder and louder. Then it goes to quiet. And when that drop hits, it means it's going to hit a lot harder. And I know a lot of DJs, professional DJs, they do that with the mixers as well. And I teach this in my workshops, actually. Basically, when the track's building up, you just lower the level just a tiny bit. And then when the drop comes in, you chuck the level back up because it emphasizes that drop.
Yeah, that little bit of loudness.
Yep, and it puts it in your face a bit more, and it feels good. So that's what we do as producers as well. So generally, especially like in melodic house or trance or stuff like that, you have that little bit of silence before the drop, just to bring people's sort of like, I don't know. I suppose it's to drop the volume right the way down. So when that drop hit, it hits a lot harder than if you went straight into it. Right. I never used that on this track. I think it just went straight in. So
because it's not like you said, you don't do it on every track, and it's not always for every drop. And like, obviously this is a creative process, so rules are sort of like guidelines.
100%. 100%. There's not necessarily any rules in music. If you like your music. This is one thing I say to people: if you like what you're making, then your music's good.
True.
That might sound a bit strange, but I honestly believe that.
Listen to Aphex Twin.
Sorry.
Listen to Aphex Twin. That's a very challenging listen if you're not into polyphonic sound.
That's it. Definitely. But if you like it, then it's worth it, isn't it, at the end of the day? If you enjoy the process of making it and you're really pleased of what you've made at the end of it, then that's all that counts. Okay, it's nice to get 50 million listeners and stuff like that, but
yeah, let me know when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's how I would. And then I do individual sort of like little tiny breaks to break it up as well. So if we look here, I've got these hats. Although it's a clap. And these are claps and hats. So on this section, I've just got the claps coming in. And then on this section, I've got the hats and claps.
Right.
So this is how I went about doing this part of the section. So it's just a bit of a clap. Again, is a little space where the two bars of the kicks would disappear. So that little gap helps you bring in other stuff, bring in other elements as well. So with that followed by a cymbal as well, and I sort of like placed that where the vocals, so if you listen to the vocals, that little kiss, just as the beats disappear.
Yeah.
So that's how I transition in between. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And again, I've done that here as well. So we've got this part. So that little 2-bar kick disappeared. I added a bit of this vocal in of Nina's in there as well, just to add that little bit.
Well, all right.
So that drops with everything in it. That drops like this. So it's just little things like that. It's just little touches like that will help you transition from different parts of your track.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys, anybody watching, if you have any questions for us, put it in the chat. We'll be happy to attack it. So the session open is an original Nina Creese mix. The song was original, produced by the Santana Wills. It was called the July 4th. And we had a producer challenge, Tribe XR edition. And this was one of the final mixes, the ones who let out on top. And Atomic has gracefully opened up the session, and he's showing us all the intricate parts of his setup and how he created the tune. And the original song was hip hop, just so you guys understand. It was a hip hop and R&B slow song, and he straight up turned it into what he's been presenting to you guys and breaking it down. So if you have any questions, even as in terms of the remixing aspect of this, because that's what my man did here. He remixed a Nina Creese track, or a hip hop track, and this is what he transformed it into. So some of the breaks and these transitional tips that we're talking about, these are all tools that you can use in your individual mixes as well, because it's all technique. It's all technique. And once you understand the technique, you can take it and apply it to your mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What would you say is the key if you're thinking about doing a flip of a track? What do you think are the key things to keep in mind? But without, just basically stripping a vocal and putting it on a different beat.
So the thing I thought about this was, obviously the first thing I think about is the vocals. You kind of get a vibe of it, and you sort of like, I wanted to housify Nina basically on this remix, and I had that goal ever since Nina announced that we were doing a remix challenge. I thought, okay, house, yeah, I want to do a house track. So the first thing I think about is the vocals and what key they're in and how fast this track should be, so the BPM of the track. Obviously, you want to preserve the quality of the vocals. You don't want to speed them up way too much, or you don't want to slow them down way too much because of the quality. I think I've stretched Nina's vocals as far as I would possibly be comfortable with, to be honest.
Right, start getting artifacty if you go any further.
Yeah. I had to, as you can see with the EQ, if I go to Nina's vocals, the EQ, I had to add some and chop a lot away, and because where I slowed it down so much, because I think this original track's 140, isn't it, Nina?
Yes, 140.
130, sorry. So is it 130?
It's kind of slow. It was slow. That was a tempo. That was it.
So 65?
Yeah, and then play yours Atomic so they can see how much you sped it up. You see that? That was quite the mix. He sped it up from that. Mine was slow.
Yeah, so that was my main sort of like the first thing I looked at was preserving the quality of the audio and preserving like so you don't get all these artifacts in and it doesn't affect the actual stems for the vocals.
The,
And then
the,
I just
dun-
built around the vocals.
right, but the dun 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 dun. That's your edition, or is
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah. So I was just messing around on the keyboard and I was coming up with melodies and I think to be honest, I had it in my head what I wanted to do with it. I wanted it to be one of those real housey kind of piano housey kind of vibes. So the first thing I done was where is it? On the M1 keys, I got a Rhodes sample, which I've had for a long time. So there's one literally it sounds on its own, it sounds like this. Real classic house kind of sound. And I had that in my mind and I wanted to use that and I wanted to make it like really housey house. And then I just sort of like I was messing around on the keyboard. I come up with this. So it's nothing really, really sort of like advanced or anything. It's just some chords, and then I use different inversions of the chords,
Nice.
and so it makes it sound a bit different. And an inversion is basically instead of playing a chord with like the root note below the other two, so it'd be root, third, and fifth. I've just changed it so the fifth might be the below one, and then the third, and then the root above it. So it's just a different way of playing the same chord, basically.
Right.
And it just gives it a sort of like a different feel. If you play the chords differently, they sort of like feel a bit different. So I was messing around with that and come up with that kind of pattern, and then I sort of like put it up onto these other keys that I made. Oh no, wrong one. Just to add that bit of bottom end to it of the actual keys. So both together they sound.
Yeah, nice.
And this one's a bit, if you look at these ones are a bit more. No, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. So they're just playing exactly the same MIDI file. And then I used this sort of like kind of thing at the beginning. So I was just sat there playing on the piano, on my keyboard, and I come up with this, and I really liked it, and I thought I want to use that in a breakdown or in a build up towards like the first drop. And then it's just going from there basically, and then it was just adding little bits. So like I was looking at the frequencies and thinking there's some frequencies missing, so I added this pad. Where is it?
How were you looking at the frequencies, by the way? Is that like
Listening, and if you look on my master chain, I've got a free plugin called Span.
Span? Yeah. If you're not using Span and you're running Ableton, you're crazy.
Exactly,
It's
exactly,
free,
100%.
and it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So yeah, I trust my ears. I'll trust my ears up to a certain point, and then if I'm sort of like my ears are getting a bit fatigued, then I'll start leaning onto Span and then filling up the frequencies and just trusting that as well. But overall, it's your ears. If it sounds good to you, then hopefully it'll sound good to other people. And then yeah, it's just building up on that. And then this is just a general house beat. So I've got the kick and the clap and hi-hats. Really simple, basic hat pattern. And that's that. And then it's just adding little bits on. But the main part of this was obviously the vocals, and I wanted to make them super wide as well in the mix. So what I've done is I've got one low vocal, which I've sort of like cut off quite a lot of the highs, and then the high vocal I've put on right up the top, and then I've just spread those with Ozone Imager, again another free plugin. it just spreads things across the stereo field. So that gives us, basically, if I go low vocals and play these on their own. So it's really sort of like cutting that high end off.
Yeah.
But then I'm replacing the high end with this, which is pushed right out to the edges. So it gives you that nice big stereo field, and both together they sound
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
so yeah. So basically, I'm just pushing the higher vocals, this higher EQ'd vocals out to the sides, but keeping the middle, the lower vocals a bit more in the middle, and it just gives you that feel of really wide stereo. There are other ways of doing this. I can do that with one track and just one EQ, because I'll show you on these main vocals. On here, on this EQ, we've got a mode selector here, and we can change it from stereo to MS, and that's mid and side. So now the little blue M's lit up, and that means all this is going to be in the mids. But I can pull all this down and put that in the middle. Oh, let's do it here, it'd be easier to show you. And then if I click that M again, it'll change it to the sides. So now I can grab an EQ, I can whack it all the way up. And now this is all going to be in the sides, and that's all going to be in the mids. So we can use one EQ on one track if we want. But I think it gets, especially when you're working with multiple tracks of vocals, I just find it easier just to duplicate it and then do separate EQing. But
Right.
so yeah, that's what I've done with the vocals. I've literally done that, and then I've chopped some vocals up as well. So I've got some vocal stabs. If I single these out, and at the beginning, I've just got those at the beginning as well, just to add a bit of texture. And then I've got some ad-libs. So this is where I've cut some more vocals out of the track. Like that, for instance, is really low. It's just basically that part, exactly the same part as what this vocal is. Let me show you. And then I've just pitched it right down, and it sounds like. And then all together. It just gives you that little bit of texture underneath. And then we've got other little stabs, so like my awesome rises from my voice. So if we single this out, that's me just blowing into a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we broke that down.
So if you haven't got white noise or you're not happy with something, just get a mic and blow down it, and it works absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And then we've got my other vocal, which is here. And I've just copied and pasted it there. And in the mix, that sounds like this. And then I've just cut that little bit of vocal out and chopped it and put it in there. So it's sort of like a cool enhancer. So, and again, here, I've done it here. So I'll say Ma9net Creese, and then something Nina will reply. So just that, yeah. So it's sort of like a call and response. And the riser with it all in the mix. And this is my voice again, just blowing into the mic. yeah, so that's how I would go about it. So, like I say, going back to your question, we got a bit sidetracked then. Going back to your question, my main thing would be preserving the quality of the actual vocals and not stretching them too far, or not
Right.
speeding them up or slowing them down too much. And then if you've got an idea, then just start laying it down. So like I had a melody in my head. I know I wanted to use the housey pianos, so I got those samples up. I was messing around with a melody for a bit, and then I got that down. Then I started. Normally I start with a kick and stuff like that, but this time I started with the melody because I had it in my head. There was an idea and I wanted to get it down. So yeah, I started off with the melody and just worked it into like that. So
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool explanation. Any questions from our audience? Anybody in the chat? What's up with DJ name Fred? We see you just came through.
What's going on, everybody?
Not much, not much. We're here live atomic session. He's just breaking us off with some cool tips and tricks and how to smoothen out our transitions, how to approach transitions, how he approached these different transitions in the song during the remix. So we're going through it. We're going through it.
that's cool. What I'll do is I'll open up another track. Let me just go.
Okay. That's okay. We're gonna have to get another Nina Creese remix in soon.
Yeah. Don't know about this one. This is not my favourite track that I've done, but it will do to show. Wait for it to load. That's the thing. Once your project starts getting big and big and big, it takes longer to load.
It takes longer and longer and longer to load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So this is one that I've made, which I'm still not 100% happy with it. So, right, let's go to the drop. And this is what we were talking about earlier, where there's a gap before the drop comes in. So you've got to build up, and then I've got a 2-bar gap before the drop comes in. So I just wanted to show that. So if I push from here and play that, hopefully let me just turn this down a bit because it might be a bit.
Something playing?
There's no sound.
Yeah, I don't hear that.
No
Either.
sound coming through. Why is there no sound coming through? That'd be right. So you've got to build up. And then you've got this 2-bar break. There's no kick. Oh, what's going on with this? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this project. Maybe the kick. Yeah, there's no kicks loaded for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, you get the idea anyway. So when it'll build up. Let me just replace that kick with something. Let me just go into my most used. Let me pause that a second. I'll fix this quick. Most used drums, kick. Let's put that one I do. Don't know how it's going to sound. Oh no, free, isn't it? So we'll put this on, and then we'll listen to the build. So it builds up. Little clap. And then there's going to be a little break in the kicks. Brings into the hi-hats, which I'm missing. And again, I use breaks to transition. So yeah, that is what we were on about before, where you build up that it builds up and then it just goes quiet for a couple of bars, and then the drop comes in, because then it just builds that anticipation. And it does the same kind like here as well. So I've used that twice, literally within a space of 8 bars. I've used that technique twice. So you can use that, especially like on these tracks, it is really effective. But some tracks, it might not warrant that. You might not need to put that in. So I just wanted to show that just so I could explain what me and Ma9net were talking about earlier.
Nice. That's good. I feel like we got a few different subjects broached today.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we touched on a lot today. Mm-hmm.
Sick. That's a great track, by the way.
I don't know. I like it, but I'm still not 100% sure on it. I think there's some parts of the track where it's just too much going on at the same time.
Right.
So I've just got to thin it out a bit and just play around with it. But it's coming there. It's getting along.
I'd much rather be removing stuff than trying to add it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's quite involved, especially like with just these effects. If I just single the effects out on this and just play that. Especially like here, let's go into it. See, on their own, they sound pretty boring and pretty rubbish, but with the whole track, it sort of like just gives it that little bit. So we'll play that from there again, and then unsolo this. Play it from the drop.
Hey, DJ Zippy just joined the line. What's up, DJ Zippy?
So yeah, it's just those little tiny bits all add up, and they sort of like give it that extra little bit of sparkly ear candy on the track. So if I took those all the way out and then just played it, it won't sound that great. So I'll play from the same place. It sounds alright, but the ear candy's gone. But now I put the ear candy back on. So yeah, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of ear candy throughout the track. yeah, I might sit down and work on this a bit more and maybe get it out. So
Definitely do that. You should do that.
Yeah, you
I'm
definitely
gonna.
get it
I'm
out.
And
gonna
then
do
you
it.
should release that track, and then I should get it, and I should play
So we
it
can play it.
in one of my
Yes, yes.
sets.
Yeah,
Put
that
it
sounds
so
good.
we can play it. That's right.
Yeah, I can put it in my set. Love it.
All right, guys. Yeah, this was cool. This was cool. Unless anybody has any questions in the chat, I think we've covered a lot today.
I
Yeah.
want to play it too.
Hey,
Yeah,
DJ
man.
Man
Yeah,
said,
I'll let
"Hold
you play
on,
it.
I want that
DJ may
track.
play
I
it.
need
Come
that
on,
track
bro.
too. Hold on."
Everybody else was asking for it. Hold on, I got to throw my 2 cents in
He
too.
said, "Hold on, I better
Yeah,
right." He said, "I better be on that list. I want it too. I want it. Shoot, yes sir, yes sir." Hence, all the Castle DJs will have access to our tracks, so that so we can toss them into the records. So absolutely, that Castle DJ record pool. Let's go. Let's build them that music
I've been
catalog. It's going down.
I've been bumping my old cellies, my old celly, my old
yeah.
roommates,
Yo, oh
my
what?
old roommates tracks.
Oh yeah, he was dope. He was dope. He had some tracks. DJ
Yeah,
Zippy in
I
the
was like,
chat. DJ Zippy called dibs too. DJ Zippy said, "I'm here. I'm here. I want that track too. Hold on. Hold
Just
on."
chiming
That's
in.
right. All right,
see,
everybody in the chat. Look, we got proof. We see
that
you in the
track's fire.
chats. We see you. Anybody who want? That's right. That's right. Zippy got it too. Zippy got it too. Hey, I'm gonna show them hearts for Zippy. Hearts up for Zippy. Zippy got that. Zippy got that. Hey. Oh, Zippy. Ma9net dancing it up for you, Zippy. He dancing it up. Hey, oh, that was a burst of hearts on the screen. I see that. Oh, let's go. Lots of hearts. Awesome. And guys, make sure you follow DJ Ma9net. All right. He was leading all the questions today, leading our journey through Atomic's Ableton voyage. All right. If you would like to hear some of Ma9net's productions, make sure you guys follow him. He streams live on his own accord multiple times a week. All right. We're talking music sets, all different vibes. So make sure you follow him. Follow the vibes, spread the love. That's right.
Hey.
Also got Urban Hour. All right. He has awesome artists on his label. Shout out to Animated. You guys making it do what it do. Stream the other day looked awesome. All right, I was loving every single minute of it. Shout out to all the artists, the dope artists, and the dope DJs you guys got on the set. Urban Hour and Castle Stream coming soon. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. All
Shout
right.
out to Redbeard. Much love, bro.
That's right. Huge shout out to Redbeard. Huge shout out to Redbeard. He rocked out that stream. That was phenomenal. I love that. Love that set. And another shout out we're going to give on the stream. Huge shout out to Rev Dro, BTF Radio in the house. All right, streaming Saturday nights. Make sure you guys check out. Keep an eye out in the Castle Hotline. We will be posting before it goes live. So if you guys want to tune into it live Saturday nights, all right, that will be available for you. All right, the Castle Beats will be occasionally on there. All right, we're working on a theme song for BTF Radio, so it is going down. We also planning some nice events for February. So guys, make sure you stay involved in the Castle community. All right, these events will be limited. The seats will be limited, so everybody won't be able to participate because everything will be on a time schedule. So for all of those who are up on it, who are seeing this first, the second I place these announcements, we're putting them in the cord. I suggest you join them and register, sign up. Make sure your name is on these lists. All right. I'm not even gonna say anymore. All right. I got a meeting tomorrow to solidify some of these events. So they're definitely happening. And our music will definitely be a part of it. It's the Music and Gaming Castle, and we put all of our events on pause, and we are relaunching all of them starting February. All right, that means IRL events in real life, which will also be crossing with the metaverse. So our metaverse events we will be communicating with the real world. Okay, so if you guys are looking forward to that and you want to be a part of our events and our community events and participants, yeah, just stay tuned. Make sure you follow our website, subscribe on the website, become a member on the website. It's free to become a member. That way you'll get added to our email list, because we're going to be giving out special deals to everybody who signed on to our when we send out them email blasts. All right. Yeah, and that's about that. That about covers it all on my end. Tonight we'll be working on It's Music Monday, so we will be doing some collaborations. Ma9net had started a track last week with Kiko, so we're gonna open that track up tonight and finish that up. And so stay tuned for that. Join the stream, join the Discord. We'll see if we want to private. If we just want to keep it private vibes, we're gonna keep it private vibes. We don't stream everything, but we're active every day. All right. So, and workshop tonight, of course. We will see you later. All right. Anybody on the stream? Oh, shout out to Thorn. New shout out to Thorn. We see you.
Hey, what
We
up?
see you. We shout out to Thorn, and shout out to a DJ named Fred in the stream. We see you. DJ Trobot, thanks for joining. Thanks also for coming to the party. Shout out to DJ Hardbeats rocking out VR chat the other night. That was a phenomenal event. Just good vibes all around. We'll definitely looking forward to some more events from the doctor, and some more events from the castle coming soon, guys. Look at back there, all behind the booth. That's right.
Can I add to that, Nina?
That's right. Oh, behind there, and he see with the tribe resident. This is the tribe badge. That's right. The tribe record. What
So
y'all know about the tribe gold
to
plaque,
Dr. Beats?
baby? Let's go.
Can I add to Dr. Heartbeats, Nina?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Dr. Heartbeats, they're gonna have a DJ named Fred every Sunday from 12 to 2.
Oh, y'all heard that?
Hey.
Dr. Hardbeats.
Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday is going down in VR chat, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Hardbeats will be spotlighting a DJ named Fred every Sunday, 12 to 2. Oh, that's looking like that's going to have to be a Castle sponsored set. It's looking like. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. All right, cool. Well, guys, stay tuned to that too. We got some activities popping off and already. Look at that. Okay. All right, everybody, we can close the stream and have an awesome day. And don't forget, increase the peace.
The peace.
Ah.
Good night, everyone.